Ladies and gentlemen, when Raila Odinga tells you that your wife is pregnant, the best thing you can do is to go to the nearest shop and start asking for the prices of Pampers. Raila Odinga yesterday made the big announcement that beginning Wednesday this week, he's going to embark on a series of political rallies across the country to rally support for the 4 IEBC commissioners who are being targeted by William Samoei Arap Ruto for removal from office.
The critical issue of independent electoral commissioners. As you know that this regime, which came into power through the rigging of the elections, is now hell-bent in trying to send home the commissioners who stood firm on the platform of the truth. And we have said that this is not going to be acceptable. The people of Kenya will not accept it because it is now known worldwide that these people lost elections badly and that they told these elections. But now we cannot accept that on top of that they will add insult to injury by sending away these other commissioners and then imposing on Kenyans a user-friendly commission to them. This is not acceptable. And therefore we have said we are going to consult widely with the people of Kenya. We will begin in Nairobi on Wednesday. We will have a meeting with the people of Nairobi at Kamkunji grounds to ask them if they accept that these commissioners should go home. We will then do the same thing in Mombasa. We'll do the same thing in Nakuru. We'll do the same thing in Kisumu. Do the same thing in Kakamega. Because an independent electoral commission is the referee. It cannot be appointed by a player. So we will not allow the Kenya Kwisha regime to impose a commission on the people of Kenya.
And I've been trying to figure out whether those rallies are going to be successful. In this video, I want us to look at what Raila Odinga really intends to achieve and why William Ruto and his team are actually worried, and they should be worried, because Raila Odinga really means business. But before we get into all those, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. I want to ask you this question, and I'm going to read and respond to each and every answer. Do you think Kenyans are ready to go to the streets right now? Just say yes or no, and you can qualify or justify your answer. I'm going to respond to each and every comment for this particular video only. Now, when Raila Odinga tells you that your wife is pregnant, you better start shopping for baby kids. So when Raila Odinga made the announcement yesterday, I've been monitoring the reaction from Kenya Kwanza. And I think they understand that Raila Odinga means business. In this country, the only politician who has followers is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. There's normally a difference between followers and supporters. Followers can do any other thing. The other politician who had followers was actually the late Kenneth Nyindo Matiba. Someone like William Ruto, for example, doesn't have followers. William Ruto has supporters. And you know, supporters are supporting you maybe because they hate Raila Odinga, maybe because Uhuru Kenyatta failed them, maybe because they are seeing you as someone who can help them progress. But Raila Odinga has his supporters. That's why, despite the fact that William Ruto campaigned seriously, used all the methods, the IBC, in the last election, the gap between him and Raila Odinga was still only 200,000. Why? Because Raila Odinga has followers. Followers, he can tell, we are going to Lake Victoria today, and I want you guys to throw your voters card, they will do. So William Ruto and his team are really worried. But I've been reading online, and some people are like, there is no way Kenyans will go to the streets to demonstrate. I want to assure you, Kenyans will still go to the streets. Yesterday, you saw Pastor Ezekiel of New Life Ministries filling Kasarani Stadium to the fullest. Even Raila Odinga and Ruto could not do that. And majority of those who are there, you can't tell me that they are not Kenyans. They are Kenyans, and they are facing problems. So Raila Odinga is going to keep his word. And there are people who will go to the streets. Those who are saying Raila Odinga will not be able to go to the street, or Kenyans will not be able to go to the streets, based on what I've gathered, they are saying that Kenyans are already tired. That after the last election, the state of economy, probably, they are tired. They've been going to the streets and the rest, and therefore they don't want to go to they will not be able to go to the street. I can tell you, there are Kenyans in this country who will do what Raila Odinga tells them. On this channel, I suspended still the live stream because I could feel the pain on majority of those people. On this platform, for example, I've always advocated that Raila Odinga needed to take a backseat. If I showed you my WhatsApp messages, the kind of messages people send me, because I'm advising Raila Odinga to take a backseat, you'll be shocked. So Raila Odinga has followers. They will go. The other, they are saying that the state of economy. Let me tell you that this current state of economy is what can make Kenyans go to the street, because they don't have jobs, they don't have anything to do. And some are saying that because we have a new generation of voters in this country, people who are born in 2000, that most of those people really don't care about streets. Of course they don't care, but there are those who will go just to mess up around. And that Raila Odinga, they are also arguing that Raila Odinga has been isolated, and therefore if he decides to go to the street, the only people who will likely go to the streets are found in Homa Bay, Siaya, Kisumu, and where? Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, and maybe Mombasa and Nairobi. But Raila Odinga is going to sustain this process. In one of my videos, for those who follow this channel, I opined that Raila Odinga should not really take the path he was taking with the issues of IEBC, because he was falling into the trap which was laid for him by William Samoei Ruto. But there is something which Raila Odinga wants to achieve by leading his supporters to the streets. The main thing he wants to achieve is that the legitimacy of this government will come to question. Is the government legitimate? Number two, the other thing which is going to come out from this Raila Odinga moves is that he's going to test the patience of William Ruto. Will Ruto unleash the police on Raila Odinga supporters, or is he just going to let them go to the street, then come back and relax? Before we proceed, because now I want us to look at why William Ruto is actually worried, why the team, Kenya Kwanza team, is worried. Because on this channel, I know I deal with so many people, including some intelligence guys who are trying to get my thoughts. And they were like, Baba should be advised not to go to the streets. Let me just tell you that the advice I give are normally mine. I don't have that ability, capacity to advise Raila Odinga, because he's been in politics, he understands politics. Someone told me the other day that Raila Odinga is the only politician who can easily reinvent himself, and probably is going to use these rallies to reinvent himself. But why is Kenya Kwanza worried about Raila Odinga calling for mass action? Number one, as we speak, Kenyans are very angry. They are also hungry. They don't have anything on their stomach. And because they are angry and hungry, they can easily take advantage of this kind of demonstrations to demonstrate against Kenya Kwanza. That's the fact. We saw what happened in Eldoret the other day, where the county government decided, okay, we are going to lock, to stop businesses from this particular street. And because Kenyans are angry and hungry, You saw what happened in Eldoret. So the truth of the matter is that because Kenyans are angry and they are bitter, sana sana Azimio supporters, they are yet to recover from the loss. You know, they were suppressed. They never demonstrated. They are used to demonstrating. They were suppressed after the last election, which means anything slightly can provoke them. They can decide to go to the street. And that is what is worrying William Samoei Arap Ruto and his team. The fact that Raila Odinga can actually provoke his supporters who were suppressed not to demonstrate, to go to the street, so that they'll express their anger. The truth is, majority of the supporters are yet to recover. So they can decide to boycott the rallies, but if they decide to go for it, that should be worry William Ruto, because it might actually explode. Number two, why Ruto is worried is the legitimacy. You know, one of the main reasons why Ruto is trying so hard to kick out the Cherera group is because he's looking for legitimacy. If you listened to Raila Odinga's speech in Kisumu, he was very clear that it is now open that these guys never won the elections. I want to tell you that William Ruto was in Dubai. Martha Koome was in Dubai. Someone who is a member of this channel saw them in an hotel in Dubai the other day. I'm not just saying this. Someone told me they were there. And I've been reading they were there. So, the legitimacy of this government for Ruto is pegged on Cherera and the group leaving. If Cherera and the group are forced to leave, then William Ruto and his team can tell Kenyans that, you know, these two individuals tried really to frustrate the will of Kenyans. But what will happen if they will not be able to force them? Someone wrote an article which I read yesterday on the Standard. Was it the Standard or the Daily Nation? And I think the guy had a point that Wafula Chebukati, who presided over an election which the courts ended up nullifying, still went ahead and presided over another election. Then why are you trying to persecute IEBC commissioners whose only mistake was to disagree with Wafula Chebukati over the tallying? And indeed he confirmed, and which is the truth, that the Supreme Court of Kenya in their ruling advised Wafula Chebukati and he told him that the task of tallying results is not for him. It's actually for the commission. So which means the Supreme Court actually agreed with the four commissioners. It's only that they didn't have alternative results to present. Otherwise, if they had an alternative results to present, Wafula Chebukati would have been found to have made a mistake. So there's no way you can easily remove these people. So William Ruto would want a situation where these people are forced out of office so that he can gain the legitimacy. So the moment Raila Odinga will push for this mass action or rallies, and I know Raila Odinga supporters can easily turn out in their large numbers to attend these rallies, it will mean William Ruto's legitimacy will still not be there. Number three, in my view, it's also going to paint this government in bad light. There's nothing which William Ruto would want to happen to his government like negative publicity. When William Ruto took over office, remember, the first thing he started doing was to try and reverse what he called President Uhuru Kenyatta's policies which were against the rule of law. William Ruto wanted to appear as someone who values the rule of law. So he made certain declarations, but by Raila Odinga organizing his supporters to go to the street, it simply means that William Ruto and his government might be forced to react. How will they react? Go after the IEBC commissioners, go after the supporters, start targeting key Raila Odinga supporters, and basically those gains will go that way. And because opposition politics is easy, William Ruto will be easily painted black. And lastly, the rallies are likely to disrupt William Ruto's plans. If William Ruto had plans for 2022 and for 2023, and we are ending the year with the demonstrations which are going to spill up to next year, then there's going to be trouble. And that trouble is what Ruto will not want at this moment. Economy is bad. Kenyans can easily trigger a revolution. You know, there's the importation of maize, which is being suppressed. I mean, those who opposed to it are being suppressed. So they might get the chance. So the negativity is something which Ruto will not really want to see. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you, guys. I'm taking now the next few minutes just to respond to each and every comment which you guys are going to post down there. Thank you, guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.